A very good evening, I bid to Dr. Zaira. Today I'm here to present my research proposal. So the research title for my proposal is Using Collaborative Writing Method to Enhance ESL Learners' Essay Writing Skill. It is an action research proposed to evaluate the effectiveness of the said method. So actually, uh, essay writing is an essential skill to convey ideas. All right, but however, not every student is able to write well. Why do I say so? First, the feedback from the teacher. Sometimes the feedback from the teacher could be problematic. Like, for example, teacher is always busy, so the feedback, so often teacher will mislook the errors in students' writing and therefore couldn't give very detailed feedback to the students' writing. Secondly, there's no room for correction because teacher is always rushing through the syllabus and all that, and so there's no room for students to make correction to their work, and teacher do not have time to remark their work. Okay, so what are the aspects of writing that I focus on? First, about the sentence structure used. Second, about the grammar. Third, clarity of main ideas. Fourth, elaborations of supporting details. Okay, so you may ask me, what are the current practices in the school nowadays to teach essay writing? So, it is process writing. Process writing, okay, is an individual task where students will pre-write, write, revise, edit, and publish their work. So, in process writing, students could not realize their own mistakes because writing is an individual task. And sometimes writing could be like a very heavy task and stressful process because students have to think, organize, and elaborate the points by themselves. Well, according to my experience in the school, many ESL learners would do direct translation, meaning, which will lead to inappropriate lexical choice and grammar errors. So I thought of it, and I think students can write better actually if through peer guidance, and students can realize their mistakes also through peer correction. So what I propose in this action research is to use collaborative writing. Okay, you may ask me, what is collaborative writing? Okay, collaborative writing refers to when students will write an essay on their own first. After that, they collaborate with another peer to review their essays that they wrote and do peer correction. And collaborative writing is not to replace process writing. It is an extension to the process writing, and it provides immediate audience to give feedback, which helps learners realize their mistakes and make correction instantly, as mentioned by Porto in GRIF 2007. Therefore, I propose this action research to study whether collaborative writing is effective to enhance students' essay skill. Right. So, the research objective for this action research is to validate collaborative writing as a method to enhance students' essay writing skill. Secondly, it is to explore the extent of collaborative writing method in enhancing students' essay writing skill. Well, for the research questions, first, does the use of collaborative writing method enhance Year 5 students' essay writing skill? Second, to find out how does collaborative writing method enhance pupils' essay writing skill. So for the targeted research participants, I will identify the research participants through preliminary investigation. First, I will interview the teacher to identify potential participants for the research. Second, I will observe the student in the writing lesson, especially paying special attention to the identified students. Third, I will examine students' previous essays to see what the problems they face. And fourth, I will interview the potential participants after the lesson to know more about them. So, from a year 5 students class, I will select only 4 students or 2 pairs of students for this research. And each pair consists of 1 advanced learner and 1 weak learners. Okay, so that the advanced students can guide the weaker ones in this collaborative writing. So the action model that I use for this action research is chemist and McTaggart's model. Chemist and McTaggart's proposes a cyclical procedure with 4 steps, namely plan, action, observe, and reflect. So the action plan that I'm going to conduct is first step, planning stage. Okay, in this stage, participants are required to write an essay individually based on the given title and picture stimulus. They will write an essay individually. Secondly, before the action, I will set up a smartphone on a tripod to record the intervention. Okay, and then tables and chairs were set in pairs for the students. After that, foolscap papers with labeling will be prepared. And lastly, before the action stage, before the intervention, a short ice-breaking session through casual chat is conducted. Well, in the action stage, participants will sit in pairs and given a field labeled, given the foolscap papers. And they read their partner essays, and then a checklist is distributed to them in troubleshooting their peers' essay. Next, written feedback or oral feedback will be given by peers to their, to their peers. And the owner will rewrite his essay, and they will do exchanging the essay again. If necessary, second round of troubleshooting is done. Okay, after the action stage will be observation stage. In this stage, it is the role of the duty of the researcher now to analyze the essay, to compare the essay between without intervention and with intervention to see how far students have progressed. And then the recorded video will be played again and again to observe students' interaction during the intervention. Next, interviews will be conducted with the participants to know their thoughts about how far has the intervention enhanced their essay writing skill. So after the observation stage will be the reflection stage, where I will do an overall reflection based on the data and come up with a detailed analysis and conclusion. And then, if necessary, cycle 2 will be proposed if there's excessive variables in cycle 1. Excessive variables here means like anything that greatly influence the result of cycle 1. For instance, perhaps during cycle 1, the data collection method is not complete or not triangulate. So that's why we conduct second cycle to validate our findings. Yeah. Next. Okay, I will explain about data collection. First, I collect data on students' essay. Essays are collected and categorized into two categories: without intervention and with intervention. And I will I will label the essays to represent different participants. All right, categories and versions of draft. The second data I will collect is video recording. I will use the smartphone to record the process of the intervention, and each recording will be labeled using codes to represent different participants and sessions. All right, third data collection is interview with students. One-to-one interview is conducted with participants after the intervention to find out their opinions about the effectiveness of the intervention. And after that, interview questions and answers are transcribed accordingly. So these three data collection methods will be triangulated. The data will be triangulated, and then all data collected support one as a proof of reliable data collection. Well, for data analysis, first I will prepare a marking rubrics for rubrics based on IELTS task 1 writing band descriptors. Okay, and use the rubrics to award marks to participants' essay, both essays with and without interventions. And then I will compare the aspects of students' essay before and after the intervention to know the effectiveness of the said intervention. Secondly, I will do video transcription. So the participants' dialogues during the intervention are transcribed, and main points will be highlighted and discussed during the data analysis as evidence of peer guidance and correction. Next, data analysis is interview transcription. Interviews with the students after the intervention are transcribed accordingly, and interviews will be analyzed to review participants' opinions about the effectiveness of the intervention. So for triangulation of data, triangulation is done to ensure that research findings were more valid, reliable, and consistent. It also helps prevent inadequacy of data when multiple sources confirm the same data. Therefore, data from various perspectives are collected. The main data for this research will be students' essay, and supporting data will be video recording from the third person view and interview from the first person view. Data from these supporting data are used to support the findings of the main data. These three sources of data provides information of pupils' writing performance 1, evidence of peer guidance 2, and enhancement after undergoing the intervention. Right. So the implementation schedule. Expected date of going to school to do my practicum will be like mid of July, and I plan to start my preliminary investigation on 30th of July to gather students' previous essay, to observe their writing lesson, interview, and all that. After that, on the August 3rd of August, I will conduct my baseline test where students will write an essay individually. And on the 5th of August, I will conduct my intervention session 1 where the intervention will be carried out with the students. And and the last step will be 10th of August to interview the participants after the intervention. So the whole data collection process will span between 30th of July until 10th of August 10th, right? So budget-wise, for this research, the budget-wise will be First, I will need to buy A4 papers, printer color, laminated sheet, foolscap paper, and photocopy fees. Photocopy fees, yeah, alright. And next, I have reached to the conclusion of my presentation. Okay, at the end of this action research, shall the outcome is positive, the researcher proposed collaborative writing method to be used widely by ESL teachers in schools to enhance the quality of students' essay. As once quoted by Neil Armstrong, there's one small step for a man, but one giant leap for mankind. That's the spirit that we need in doing action research, where one small step that I do, if proven effective, will be beneficial to all the teachers out there. Alright, we have reached the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.